Is it okay if I record you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did you come up with the name Pink Noise?
Oh man. So my favorite color to dye my hair has always been pink. I've always come back to it. But I was between music projects and thinking of new band names, and I was scrolling on TikTok and saw some lady talking about how she uses pink noise, the frequency spectrum, to put her baby to sleep, and apparently it's like a natural frequency range that soothes humans. And I was like, oh, funny. That's kind of like what music does for me. That's cool. Then I was like, wait, pink noise. I have pink hair and I make noise. That's kind of cool. So it just kind of like came together in that way. I thought it was cool. Um, yeah, so that's like pretty much how I came up with that.
Cool. And then you said pink is your favorite color, so
Yeah,
rather than dye your hair. So that's why the pink. Okay.
yeah.
How did the collaboration with Magnolia Park come about?
So at the time, I was working with my producer Hiram, and he was working on a record for Magnolia Park, and we were doing some songs in the studio, and he had worked with them and said, "Do you guys know who Pink Noise is?" And they were like, "Yeah, we love them. Like their content is really cool, and they're really good vocalists." And he said, "Well, I'm just shooting my shot here, but would you want to feature them on a track?" And they were like, "Actually, yeah, that would be sick. We are looking for a feature for one of our tracks," which turned out to be Crave. And he sent it to me. At the time, I was still living in Tucson, and when he sent that over, he was like, "Hey, you have 24 hours to get this back to me if you want to do a feature with Magnolia Park." And I was like, "Okay." So I gave it my best shot, and turns out that the Magnolia Park boys loved the feature. So it's very
That's
cool.
good.
Very, very grateful I got to do that.
It's awesome. Yeah. Was it the same story for Windwalkers and Scatterbrain and Zavia?
No, so like I met Brian online, so we became friends, like just talking online. And this was like post I Prevail split, so we just talked and kind of got to know each other, and he really liked my like project and said, if you want to do some background vocals, I would love to have your screams on the Look What You Made Me Do cover. So I thought that was really cool, and I like kind of grew up listening to him in I Prevail, so it was a cool like full circle moment for me. With Shavaya, I actually met her at NAM the year before we did that song, and we just hit it off. Like we just became really great friends, and we had told each other a couple times, "Oh, we should collab on something." And she said she was getting into rock music, which now she's like doing her album, and it's going to be more rock forward. Um, but she came through the studio one day, and I was like, "Yo, you would sound so good on this. Do you want to hop on it?" And she was like, "Yeah, I would love to." So we just wrote it, and the rest is history. Um, with Windwalkers, Trevor actually found my last band called Neverless, and he had shouted me out on a podcast. I actually had no idea who Windwalkers was at the time, and he was just so sweet. He had nothing but nice things to say on me about me on this podcast, and I thought it was so sweet. I sent him a message and said, "Yo, thank you so much for like checking us out and giving me a shout out on this podcast. It's like really sick." And I said, "I'm gonna go check out your music right now." I went and listened, and I was like, "Oh, so he just has the voice of an angel. Sick." And I became friends with him and the Windwalkers guys, and we met 2 years later in person, and I had started doing pink noise stuff. I showed him the demo for Rain, and he just loved it. He was like, "I would love to sing on this." And I said, "Say less." We'd been talking about doing a collab for a while, so it was cool. It was a very cool moment to get to share with him.
Can you talk more about the rain? When I haven't had a question about that. Yeah. Yeah, talk more about rain because I love that song. It's oh yeah. Here's my question. You mentioned in rain that you feel gray and have a foggy mind and I need to medicate. What are you struggling with there?
I think a lot of the time, like I'm in my head about feeling out of place in the industry. I think that was something that was going through my mind a lot. when I wrote the song. I was very new to being in the scene as a non-binary frontman, you know. I think a lot of people look at you sideways and think like, oh, you're less capable because you're something I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I get a lot of imposter syndrome. I tend to overlook a lot of the good things because some people are saying, shitty things online, or and then I get in my own head about it. So I think right before I started Pink Noise, I was thinking about quitting music, and I think it was just heavy on my mind. It was like, am am I really supposed to be doing this, or am I just fighting like the inevitable that it's never going to happen, you know? So it was just a lot weighing on my mind at the time. So that's kind of like what I'm talking about mentally, struggling with like feeling like I'm not enough.
What future tours or collaborations do you want to do?
Oh man. I would love to tour with Windwalkers, actually. It would be a super fun one. Um, I would love to tour with Bring Me the Horizon at some point in my career. They're a very big inspiration. Lincoln Park would be so cool. My friend Vana just opened for Lincoln Park in New Zealand, which super awesome. And who else? Um, I'm thinking. The plot in you would be really cool too. Yeah, I think those are like some of my bigger answers for sure. But there are a lot of artists that I'm really excited to be on the road with. So,
Well, like who? Like anyone coming up recently? Like soon?
uh, so I'm actually doing a tour with Archers, in October, which is going to be a lot of fun, and then the Funeral Portrait as well.
Ooh. I love the funeral
So,
portrait. I saw them open
yeah,
issues
yeah, they're awesome.
and I was just like, who is this band? Like my friend had told me about them, but
Mm.
then I wasn't really sold until I saw the live show. I was like, this band is really good. I have to see them again. I've seen
Yeah,
them twice since.
yeah, Lee is a great performer and he's an even better person. So it's very cool
Yeah, he was
to
very
be
cool to talk
doing
to.
that.
Sorry. He's very cool to talk to at Merch. We were talked about Issues being our favorite band.
Yeah, me too. Issues is one of my favorite bands too. I
Yeah,
got to work with Sky Accord on the
oh, that's awesome.
last record, so
He seems really cool.
he's very cool.
How did you get into Issues?
Um, I think I found Issues when I was like 14 years old. I went to a Pierce the Veil concert and they were the opening band, and I checked them out before I went to this show, and I was like, man, they're really good. They're really cool. And I listened to a lot of like pop music at the time, and listened to a lot of metal also. So I thought it was really cool that they were doing like the fusion stuff, and they had just put out their debut EP. So I was like really gassed on them. And then after that, I think I saw them like 11 times.
Yeah.
Um, so it's very cool and very full circle that I've gotten to work with Sky from Issues.
Yeah, I'll never forget the first time I saw them. It was in 2013 and it was May 4th and it was when they still had I think he changed his name to Low File, but
Oh yeah,
he was Scout and he had a Darth Vader helmet on and I'm just like, who are
oh
these
that's cool.
people? I need to know who they are. And
Yeah,
it was for opening for A Day to Remember and I was just like solid show and then
that's
after that
cool.
I was like obsessed. So,
That's so cool.
yeah. What else did I have here? What is Bite My Tongue about?
Bite My Tongue was kind of just like about we were thinking about like sad stuff to write in the studio, and my producer was like going through a hard time with his ex-girlfriend, and I think I had paralleled that to past relationships that I had had. But we definitely used his relationship fizzling out as like the spark for the song. So it's more like it's kind of just one of those sad songs. Like I was like, I really want to write some slow ballad type song, and I related it to a lot of my last relationship um before I met my wife. So it's not really like necessarily about anything specific, but I think our goal was just to create something that felt like those feelings of an ending of a relationship. You know, I've been there lots of times, so and my producer was going through that at that moment. So
Is Sing With Me about a toxic relationship, or is it just the few first parts where you're like obsessed with them?
um so Sing With Me is actually about my relationship with music. So I wanted to personify music as like a toxic relationship. Um, because sometimes I feel like it is. I feel like I don't know who I am without it, and it keeps me going. It like makes me feel so good, and it makes me feel so terrible at the same time. And you know, I think I wanted to go through like the obsession and the I have to feel you at all times, and you know, but you make me feel so lost, right? So like if you if me and music aren't together, like I don't I don't know how to breathe. So that was what I wrote that one about.
Makes sense. What's your favorite Bring Me the Horizon song?
Hmm. Oh man, that's a question. Um, Probably ever. I don't know. There's so many good ones. I think I feel the most nostalgic when I listen to um and the snake start to sing. Um, I love the Sempiternal record. It's just like a staple in music over the last 10 years. But when I hear that song, I just like the moody guitars and the like super simple like drum like coming in on the verse and stuff. It just hits. It hits for me. It's cool.
It's a great song. I actually have well, that's one of my favorite songs on that record. And also I have a Shadow Moses or a Sandpit Turtle keychain
Oh,
wrote,
cool.
but it was on their website and I'm like, that's so funny. I need that.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
so true.
my favorite is Happy Song because that record got me through a lot.
Oh yeah.
The Spirit album.
That's the Spirit's a great album also. I mean, there's not a lot of albums by Bring Me that I don't think are at least A tier albums. So,
I'm not really, I
uh,
was listening to Count Your Blessings just because the new one's coming out, and I'm like, this is
mhm.
not really my thing, but it's still like they're
Yeah,
good songs.
yeah, absolutely.
What's one song or genre people wouldn't expect you to listen to?
I listen to a lot of hyperpop when I'm not like actually like writing stuff. I love listening to break-ins and there's a there's a guy that I listen to. I think his name is Braden Ross. He's really cool. I just like a lot of like different textures in music, and I think hyperpop kind of gives that to me. But also like 2000s dad rock, divorced dad rock. That's my shit.
Like what?
Creed, Nickelback, Stained, Puddle of Mud, POD, like just stuff like that. Corn, Slipknot.
I feel like Nickelback, it's an unfair rap. Like people are like, I hate Nickelback or Nickelback is so, and I'm like, they have some pretty good songs. Like
Yeah, no,
I've heard,
Nickelback raised me, so
huh?
couldn't be me talking bad about
Yeah.
them.
And like Puddle of Mud, I like Blurry. That actually inspired me to write something. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a soft spot in my heart for that one.
Absolutely. Me too.
What's your favorite food?
Mhm. Oh man. I don't know. I love cornbread. I really do. I think about eating cornbread all the time.
Wait, important
Uh,
important question. With sugar or without sugar?
oh, with sugar for sure.
That's so funny because my parents are both from the South, and
Hmm.
sugar and cornbread's blasphemy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like my,
No, my
my
mom makes
dad,
really good cornbread muffins, but I like mine with butter or butter and honey. Yeah. So,
no, whenever my dad makes cornbread, it's always corn, jalapenos, and like baking. You gotta have the baking grease.
yeah. Oh, well, some southern cornbread is really good too. I mean, like I'm not prejudiced, so I like it all.
That's good to know. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Um, we yeah, so I do my hair like right before the show so that it's like sticking up and super pink and obnoxious. Right now it's really flat just because I just showered, but um yeah, I do my hair and then every day we do like a chant like right before we get on. So most of the time we're just we're just being funny. Um we say Garrett is gay. He's my guitar player. He's definitely not gay, but we just love saying it. It's so funny. Um but yeah, that's like one of the things. Also sometimes I do like vocal warm-ups with my Dr. Vox. It's pink. So
What's your go-to meal on tour?
I actually really like trying new stuff, so I don't know if I have like a go-to, but if we're not eating out that day, I do these like frozen high protein meals. Usually just like 400 calories or under. And they feel really good and keep it nice and light. But that's definitely something I like to do. And then we also have like a bunch of assorted bags of chips, so everybody on the bus is snacking on chips.
What kind of chips?
My go-to is the cheddar sour cream ruffles. Those are my fave.
They're good.
But I love Cheeto Puffs also.
Also very good. Any favorite bands you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, actually. I love this band. They're from the UK. They're called Tropic Gold. I really like Tropic Gold. I think that they're like next up. They're super good. Um, let's see. I should have been more prepared for this question. Um, Varsity is really good. They've been putting out some fire. My friend Sky has been helping them write some of their new stuff. They just did a feature with Brian Butcher from the home team.
Oh, nice. I love the home team.
So yeah, so if you like the home team, definitely check out Varsity. Hmm? Oh, Scatterbrain for
Oh, I
sure.
love Scatterbrain. That's actually how I found you. Because
Oh, no way.
I did a review of Look What You Made Me Do because I was just like, I was a Hyper Veil fan for a long time. Then I was like, I heard like what happened. And I'm like,
Yeah,
side-eyeing Hyper Veil pretty hard.
right. Side eye
And
for sure.
then I listened to the song and the video and I was like, oh man. And I was really sold on the new stuff. And I was looking to see because I like to mention all the artists that are featured, like if I can, on the track.
Yeah.
I was like, who's doing the screams? Because I don't think Brian screams. And then I found he left a comment that it was you. And I was like, oh. And I listened to Talk Talk and I was like, I'm sold. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, Scatterbrain, Tropic Gold, and Varsity. Those are some of my go-tos on my playlist right now. Um, yeah, there's so many up and coming bands though that I like just I think they're so good. I think we're in a time of music where people are experimenting a lot more. And I love that. I want to like bridge the gap in music scenes. I had a couple people come up to me at the show that we played last night in Santa Ana, and they said like we don't normally listen to like heavier stuff. We listen to more pop punk, but there's something in your music for everybody, and I love hearing that because that's what I want to do is like bridge that gap.
It reminds me a little bit of Issues, kind of sometimes.
Oh yeah,
But I'm
thank
like,
you. I appreciate that.
and I thought I've heard of speaking of upcoming bands, Super Sometimes the algorithm worked because I found
Mhm.
them on like Instagram or something, and I was like,
Yeah,
I really like this band, and they're funny. Like they don't take themselves too seriously.
yeah, definitely.
Also, favorite I Prevail song or before though.
Yeah, if I had to go like OG, probably Hurricane. That one just hits for me. Um, and like hearing Brian talk about like what he was writing it about and stuff, like hearing that from him, I just connect with that song a lot more now. But I'm super excited for people to hear the new Scatterbrain stuff. I feel
Yeah.
very cool because I get to
I
hear
love
it
it.
before it comes out. So,
That's awesome. Yeah, I just did the Sleeping with Sirens new album, and I
oh,
was it came
cool.
out today. It was really good. I hadn't listened to a lot of their stuff in a long time, but I was like, I went back and listened to some stuff, and I was like, I see what you're doing. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's very cool.
All right. That's all the questions I had, unless you had something you want to add.
No, I don't think so. I put out Rain Reimagined, so an acoustic version of Rain. We redid the bridge so that it's not heavy or anything. So I definitely say I did my Nickelback thing with the chords in that song. Uh, uh yeah, it's just cool. It's really cool. So if anybody wants to check it out, that would be super cool. There's a
And
video for it up on YouTube and stuff.
is it on all streaming or is it
Yeah.
just music?
Yeah, it's on all streaming.
All right, cool. Well, it was good to meet you.
So nice meeting you, Hallie. Thank you so much for your time.
You too. Bye.
Bye.